A light mist draped the city roads that evening, casting the streetlights into rings of amber against the shadows. Ethan Carter stood by his dark SUV, jacket collar raised, against the breeze, eyeing the parking lot near the community haven. He hadn't planned to linger. His day had already dragged well past office hours. Yet something about the woman sitting alone on the bench, shoulders hunched under a worn sweater, gripping a tattered canvas bag, drew him in before he could talk himself out of it. Her gaze, weary yet watchful, darted toward him as if gauging whether he posed a threat. Dot. He paused, fingers clenching his car keys. He had vowed after the divorce that his life would be steady, secure for his 9-year-old daughter, Lily. No more spontaneous heroics. Yet here he was, halting in the drizzle for a stranger who seemed barely holding on. "You can't stay out there all night," Ethan said softly, stepping nearer. "A storm's approaching." The woman tensed. "I'm okay," she whispered, though her voice quavered. Dot. He crouched slightly so she didn't have to tilt her head. "I'm Ethan. I manage a business nearby. I don't usually approach strangers, but you seem like you need a warm place tourist." For a moment she said nothing, eyes flicking to the road as if seeking a way out. Then she exhaled, defeated, and met his gaze. "Laura," she said faintly, "I'm a caregiver. Or I was." Something in the way she said was struck him like a weight. He motioned to the SUV. "Come to my place. Just for tonight. I've got an extra room, and Lily, my daughter, will enjoy the company." Laura froze, surprise flashing across her face. Then skepticism. "Why would you aid me?" Ethan lacked a simple answer. Perhaps because he knew the ache of losing it all. Perhaps because Lily had asked why people on the streets had no homes, and he hadn't known how to respond. "Because you seem like you deserve a shot," he said plainly. She followed him to the vehicle, reluctant but too weary to protest. As they drove, the windshield wipers thumped a steady beat, and silence hung between them, until Laura murmured, "I didn't expect this, losing my home, my work. My mother fell ill, and I stayed at the clinic 4 weeks. By the time I returned, everything was lost." Ethan glanced at her, then back at the road. "You don't need to justify tonight." Inside the Carter home, Lily peeked from behind the staircase, her hair tousled from sleep. "Daddy, who's that?" "This is Laura," Ethan said, warmth weaving through his tone. "She's staying with us for a bit." Lily's timid smile softened the space. Laura blinked quickly as if unaccustomed to kindness, and whispered, "Thank you." The days that followed felt like cautious steps across glass. Laura moved gently, assisting in the kitchen, keeping her space, trying not to disturb the calm rhythm of Ethan and Lily's life. She found herself chuckling again at Lily's tales, the sound unfamiliar yet soothing. Ethan, meanwhile, couldn't help noticing how Laura's presence brightened the home. The way she sang softly while folding clothes, or how she listened to Lily with full attention, but not everything was smooth. Ethan's business was at a crossroads, and his board of advisors doubted his focus. Laura, still battling the sting of her fall, winced whenever she thought she'd overstayed her welcome. One night after Lily had gone to sleep, she said, "I should start seeking work. I can't just linger here." "You're not a burden," Ethan replied, leaning against the counter. "But if finding a job helps you feel better, I'll assist." They worked together on her resume late into the night, shoulders grazing as they leaned over his laptop. Something unspoken glimmered between them, both thrilling and grounding. Weeks later, Laura landed a part-time caregiving role. The first paycheck brought tears to her eyes. Ethan and Lily celebrated with homemade pizza, and laughter filled the kitchen until it felt like the house itself was beaming. Still, the past wasn't done challenging them. When Ethan's ex-wife suddenly demanded full custody of Lily, old scars reopened. Ethan grappled with anger and fear, unsure how to prove he could offer stability while helping Laura rebuild. Laura, meanwhile, questioned her right to stay when his world seemed to crack. One rainy night, much like the one when they'd first met, Ethan found Laura packing her bag. "You've done enough for me," she said, voice trembling. "I don't want to complicate things with Lily." He stepped closer, heart pounding. "You're not complicating anything. You've made our lives richer." Laura's eyes brimmed. "You don't know what it means to be given a home when you feel unseen." "I do," Ethan said, placing a hand over hers. Because you did the same for me. The custody hearing loomed tense and stark. But when the judge asked about Lily's stability, she spoke up, surprising all. My dad makes me pancakes on Sundays, she said. Shinhai and Laura helps me with my homework. We're happy. The ruling favored Ethan, granting him full custody. Outside the courthouse, Laura hugged Lily tightly, tears blending with laughter. Ethan met Laura's gaze, gratitude, and something deeper glowing there. That evening, as dusk settled over the garden, Ethan set out 3 mugs of cocoa on the porch. Lily curled up between them, sighing happily. You know, Ethan said quietly, looking at Laura, the night I stopped for you, I thought I was helping someone. Turns out you were helping me, too. Laura's answering smile was shaky but certain. She reached for his hand, and together they watched the stars flicker to life, knowing their lives had changed forever. Not from a single act of kindness, but from the quiet bravery to open their hearts and let someone in.